Hi, I'm out in the wild windiness of today, Friday the 13th of December. I've got the wonderful car here that I usually drive because I'll show you a shot down the lane in a minute. There's just loads and loads of, not trees blowing over, but branches blowing off trees, and you know, all the dead wood is coming down at the moment. So I've got the trusty saw and I'm going to cut some up and have it for firewood. There's a bit lying down there. I'll just pan out, don't know how well you can see it, but there's little bits of wood all over the place lying in the hedges. So it doesn't actually look much, I know, but to me it's loads, because when we start sawing it up and putting it in buckets and things, it's going to be a ton. So I haven't come far. It's only probably about 20 yards from where I'm standing now from the top, but take a look in the tailgate here. This is what we've already got, big bucket full there. A lot of that small stuff, but small stuff gives off the heat nice and quick, and saves me chopping up loads of wood as well. And so we got all those as well. And I've stopped here because there's some nice big bits hanging around. So I'm going to grab as many of those as I can. I've got the old faithful Barco bow saw to chop them up with. There we go. See the Barco name, and it's a really good kind of bow saw, this. So let's do some more. So still on the 20-yard line, and all I've really done is clear that bit from around the car. But look what we got there already. Absolutely loads, and that ought to keep me warm. That'll keep me warm for 2 or 3 nights in my small wood burner. I think that'd run my central heating furnace for a whole night though, so I mean, that's great. Oh, trying to jump back in the car. It's not over yet by a long way, but just gonna, I hoped I was just going to take the brake off and roll down to the next spot there, but it's a lumpy old lane, so just need a bit of being in gear there to get us moving. It's great. You see behind me, the back of the car's getting quite full now. It's getting hard to close the tailgate, and that's kind of the only limitation on this, really, because I don't want to overload my car and make it bounce on the rocks. Right, we're like the 35-yard line now. Let's have a look. The car's starting to get quite full now, bringing it to the front as well. It's right up behind the driving seat there. Now then, I thought, if we just look over the hedge into the woods here, I thought there'd be loads in here, but there isn't that much. There's some, and I'm going to gather it up, but of course it's all wind blown onto the track, so most of what was in there is blown onto the track. Never mind, it's all worth having. I'll get in there and have a scavenge in a minute. Right, so what we got? Let's get in there and have a look. It's a big stump here, but it's still attached to all its roots, which have kind of overturned, and that one fell a long time ago actually, the whole tree. I was burning that one for about a week. It was, and if we didn't even get them in shod, but it was one of those. Must be kind of, I don't know, it's a Scotch pine. I don't think they grow more than about 60 feet, but it looks more than that to me. Kind of 3 two-story houses, one on top of the other, something like that. But looking round, there's loads still standing, I'm happy to say. And that's the idea. So we've got a big clearing in the middle here, where loads of it's blown down or been cut or whatever. And that lets the light in, so that the lower branches can breathe and function and do their thing. But turning around, there's still quite a bit blown down here. So there's a bit more work with the saw. I haven't got the tripod with me, so I can't show you the sawing, unfortunately. But look at this, there's loads of it, so let's have a session again. Oh, I'm getting knackered now. Right, there's another pile. I've put a load more in the car. There's another pile. I'm not going to try and get any more than that in the car this time, because I'll knacker the car. But let's just take a walk up here, right? Because I noticed this. This is really the power of nature for you. Can't quite see it yet, but hey, it's a walk in the woods. See, there's loads more wood here. There's one. It's been lying on the ground for a long time, and that's home to a lot of insects now, so I'm not going to come and saw that up, but at the time someone could have sawn it up. Can you see that? We'll go up closer. It's a really huge, enormously big tree that's come down, and I think it's come down in the last storm as well. I'd need a chainsaw to cut this one up. I have got a chainsaw actually, but I'm not very handy with it. Not handy enough to do this, because when you cut through these things, they can suddenly split. But this is absolutely enormous. Must be 2 feet across, even where it's split there. And if we look on down the line, it goes right over to those 3 big trees in the distance that are standing up. It's really massive. So I might come and see if I can get some of it with a bow saw. Maybe take that limb off that's sticking up there. But you have to be ever so careful with these, because it's a balance thing, you know. It's actually in a state of balance there, just because of the way it's fallen and it's kind of snapped into position. But as soon as you cut any kind of sizable big lump off it, you change the centre of gravity, and the whole tree can suddenly go and just kind of flip round. And that's happened to me a few times actually. Once it nearly killed me, because the whole tree nearly came down on top of me not from a very great height, but goodness knows it was heavy enough. And I got away with it, but I remembered, and you know, I used to think of a lot of things in a very short time, in a split second, as it was coming towards me. I remembered those silent movies where someone kind of is standing in front of a barn or a house or something, and the front of the barn or house falls off, and looks like it's going to kill the person, but the window happens to fit just over their head. So I looked up and I saw the gap, yeah, sort of in between all the bits of logs and branches that were coming down, and I stood in the gap and it just kind of glanced off my shoulder, so I was all right. But it's a dangerous business, working with Mother Nature, and so it should be, you know. We shouldn't just mess around with her willy-nilly, I'm sure. But I'm saying a big prayer of thanks to the Great Spirit for this today. And it's a Cancer moon as well, so I've got to have that nurturing head on me, and praying now that you know, everything will grow back, and that the space we cleared will bring in light for more trees to grow. Because next week is actually the winter solstice. That's when the light starts coming back in, so we want Mama Nature to get plenty of that. Righty-tighty, well, I'm calling that a car full. It goes right down behind the driver's seat as well, absolutely chock full. And I could get some more in, but if I do, I don't like to think what would happen to my car. Already I'm thinking I better not tell the garage guys that I've done this next time I take it in. Alright, well, that was less than an hour's work actually. I've just got back in the car. Less than an hour. I came up here about 2:15 in the afternoon. It's now about 3:05, and I can see more in front of me. Take a look. All the way down here, there's big branches lying around. Don't know how well you can see them on camera, but they are most definitely there, my friends. So I'll come up again tomorrow. I would come up again today actually, but well, it's getting dark now. That's kind of a difficult one to see on camera, because the exposure thing reacts to it, does it not? But yeah, it's getting kind of dark. I haven't got my seat belt on, as you can hear by the thing pinging. Oh, the chickens were all standing up looking cute a minute ago, but when they had the car, they'll sort of run in for something to eat. Can you see them in the dark down there? There are my chickens. Da, da, da. And they're back out again now. Oh, there we go. I've emptied it all out of the car. It's a good lump there. So that'll be keeping me nice and warm, I suspect. Huge, great pile there. This whole thing reminds me of that song. I think it was Neil Diamond, you know. Money talks, but it don't laugh and cry, and it don't walk. And there's a big pile of warmness straight from Mother Nature. And some more crazy chickens. So with that, I'm going to say thanks for watching, guys. Farewell. Be good to each other. So important that, especially under a Cancer moon. And I'll be along again soon with yet more ramblings from the world of rambling in nature. Peace.